Today's headlines, sponsored by your North Texas Chevy dealers.
Despite a brilliant start from pitcher Jack Leiter, the Texas Rangers come up short in their series finale against the Astros 4-3. And at Quail Hollow, Scottie Scheffler cobbled together a consistent final round to fend off the rest of the field and win the PGA Championship. It's his third major title.
I thought I was being a little generous saying cobbling, because really what happened was the rest of the field fell apart, Mike, if we're being honest.
I mean, listen, he shot one over.
Right.
He did everything he needed to do.
Sure.
Everybody else did fall apart. It made for about as boring a final round of a major as you could get. Like, there was one moment where Rahm caught him at 9 under, and then you blinked and he had opened it back up again. There wasn't a ton of intrigue.
No, not really. Saad, what'd you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, same thing. I don't think there was a ton of intrigue, but I think it just showed the dominance that he has. I mean, he's established himself, as just one of the absolute elite. And we've had these waves, even with the local talent. We saw Jordan Spieth all those years ago, and we thought we were on the cusp of something really special. I really do think with Scottie Scheffler, we are on the cusp of something really special.
Jonah, your main takeaway?
Yeah, I mean, the cusp, he's been super special since he broke through a few years ago. I always go back to this old phrase that my scratch golfer buddy always says, and it's good golf is boring golf. And we kind of see that on display with Scottie Scheffler a lot. I got a kick out of Jim Nantz at the end, though, remarking about how we never see this from Scottie Scheffler, which was him just being happy and enthusiastic and yelling and screaming. I'm like, oh gosh, if that's, how robotic is he that we have to, kind of go to those lengths to describe him. But yeah, I mean, pure dominance, pure brilliance. And I mean, just when he's not even playing his best and he still wins by that much, it is scary to see what else he can do.
It's sacrilege anytime we go down the pathway of trying to follow down the footsteps of Tiger Woods, and he's not doing that.
Whoa. I know, I'm just saying.
He's the closest thing we've seen since. He's the closest thing we've seen since.
It's a little
he's
early.
Dominating.
A little early.
I'm not saying he's Tiger. It's early to say he's Tiger. I'm not saying he's Tiger. I'm saying he's head and shoulders above everybody else since then in terms of the way that he's dominating right now.
Saad, your thought?
Well, one thing I just had fun that I thought they had a lot of fun with was his uniform color, or his color that he wore out the other day, and then the Nike messaging too. I don't know if you guys saw how Nike their promo, saying that he was guilty of being the best golfer in the world and that the verdict was in. So I did enjoy the fun that everybody had around his dominance.
That's a nice way of putting it.
366 days ago.
Yeah. Speaking of something that's not boring, something that hasn't been boring for the last 3 months, the Dallas Mavericks, who somehow wound up winning the lottery. I don't know how we got to this point, guys, but the Mavs are going to be relevant again next year, at least we think, based off of the roster that if it is healthy, as constructed. I know Jonah and Mike and I have already kind of gone through the terms on this back on Monday when the news broke, but Saad, just your initial reaction on what this means for next year and beyond for Dallas.
Well, I think this is huge for Cooper Flagg. I mean, this is the equivalent of a quarterback going in the mid-teens or something. Normally, the best player goes to a really bad situation that he has to revive a lot around him. He doesn't go to, possibly throwing lobs to Anthony Davis and sharing a backcourt in the second half of his rookie season with Kyrie Irving and things like that. So I think, Cooper Flagg is going to be in a really good situation in terms of NBA development, and I think that puts the Mavericks in a really good situation, obviously, as well.
Jonah, has your opinion shifted at all since the last time we talked? Because I think you were still on team, if you could trade the first overall pick for Luka, you'd do it.
I think I still would do that just because, I still would. It is super exciting for Mavericks fans, and I just kind of go back to this one thought when it comes to Cooper Flagg and this trio that we're now going to see is, how is it all going to coexist on the floor? I mean, it's tantalizing to say, oh, they're going to get Cooper Flagg. They're going to have all this talent. They're going to have so many bigs. I mean, what is the plan? I talked to Rick Welts about this the other day, the Mavs CEO, and he was telling me that after the draft that some people had reached out to him and be like, oh, that's a problem. and he didn't see it as a problem. I kind of see it as a problem. Maybe not necessarily a problem. I don't know if that's the right word, but it's certainly a conundrum, and something that Jason Kidd is going to have to figure out X's and O's wise, because now they took a position that they were remarkably weak at maybe 2 years ago, and now it's an insane strength. So I think trying to find a supplemental guard play and depth guard play is going to be the key this offseason.
They do have to figure it out. There's no two ways about that, and they need to figure out more than just Kyrie Irving at the guard position. But in a division where you might very soon have to be defending Wemby and Giannis at the same time, having a whole bunch of size may not be the worst thing in the world. That could have real. You want to line Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, and Derek Lively up and just go massive lineup. That could bear dividends for him in the long run.
It's as close as the Monstars that will probably.
A little early to give him.
Wemby's
energy.
the one with the really long Jordan arms. So.
If we're talking about easy transitions so far, obviously Paige Bueckers made her debut the other night. Saad, I'm curious from your perspective, did you get what you wanted out of her just from the first game, get the jitters out?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, again, not a high-scoring game or anything like that, but I think with Paige Bueckers, Caitlin Clark has set such a high standard for what hype in the WNBA looks like, and it's not always going to be at that level. I do think it was important for her just to get the jitters out, and I don't think that from my perspective, the hype and the excitement around the Dallas Wings has waned at all just because she didn't set the league by storm in game one. But I am just as excited as I was before she made her debut.
Don't anything stick out to you in game one?
No, I don't care. She could have gone 0-4. It doesn't matter. It's the first game. She's going to take time to adapt to the WNBA. It's still a different type of game. And people need to practice patience. Everything in sports nowadays, we want things instant. We want her to put up a triple-double in her first game. Some things just don't work like that. But I have no doubt that she'll be a superstar here in short order. Just might not be game one.
Yeah, she talked about the speed's different, the game is different, the size is different. It's going to take a minute, but it's going to click for sure. When we come back, no fence riding, Andrew's favorite segment, and maybe Andrew's favorite topic.
It might be. We'll see.